Welcome to the 26th video in the series, Foundations of Communist Organizing. Today we'll be going over the 1922 piece by the Third Communist International's First and Large Executive Committee, Report of Communist Party of Italy on Party Tactics and the Question of the United Front. I've subtitled this, United Front Participation is Conditional on Revolutionary Principles. In this text, in terms of the construction, structure, principles, and tactics of the working class association, which can produce the revolutionary dictatorship of the proletariat, which can, in turn, produce communism, the writer discusses the conditions of the United Front and the tactics the party should take in regards to it. Ultimately, this text is about the need to maintain the independence of the party, and how the party should engage with the masses as distinct from the masses' organizations. The party needs to always, at all times, engage in struggle on the ground floor, fighting in local, partial interests alongside, but independent from, worker organizations. At this time, it should propagandize in terms of the need for general struggle for proletarian interests, and for the communist cause, while also giving morale for all agitators. Its propaganda needs to be extended to the maximum extent, in terms of its program and principles, in all forms and places of agitation. In these struggles for immediate interests, the party will gain experience and influence over the masses and their organizations. These programs and principles should be able to influence all stages of the struggle, both during the development of conditions and the final struggle, without compromising the latter. The goal should at all times be to seek to avoid the masses being lulled to sleep through inaction. This also means avoiding constant infighting, as that makes action impossible. To this end, even though the party fights alongside the masses on the ground with their organization for their partial, immediate interests, while not compromising the goal of the final struggle or its principles, it maintains independence from those organizations, clearly on all levels, organizational, personal, programmatic, and propaganda, and so on. It does not, of its own accord, reach out to other organizations for coalition, but if it is approached, it will enter the fray of the United Front with demands that remain principled, attempting to force the worker organizations to give up their reformist and opportunist goals through conditional support. It will demand that other organizations accept their program and requirements before entering into any coalition, and it will retain independence. These conditions involve the rejection of sectarianism and the demand that there be no propaganda or action that will keep the proletariat from direct and armed action at any point. The liquidationists must be liquidated. If this condition is broken, then the party will leave the United Front and support a general strike led by the United Front. This is so that it is clear that it has internal independence from all other organizations, and that is separate from the others in terms of its tactics and engagement with the proletariat. When the Social Democrats ultimately fail, the proletariat needs to be able to see the victorious party as its own force. Through our requirements, our political action can disrupt the opportunist elements and win influence over worker organizations. This requires the strictest of discipline and principles, and the most suitable people within the party organization. These suitable people are serious, have good conscience, do not see the party as empowering position or as entrance into parliament, seek positions of responsibility, and are willing to take risks. So yeah, in a condition wherein the United Front is taking on a social democratic bent, in the sense that they say, oh no, only legal action, no violence, nothing along those lines. Then what the party does is it exits the United Front after making threats and so on and so forth, and eventually getting called out and basically said, no, we're not doing it. You must be liquidated. You must be kicked out of the United Front. Then the party leaves, but it goes and it says, okay, but we support a general strike led by the United Front. It still backs that. But it's a distinct organization from the United Front. It is not within that. And therefore, when the United Front's work fails, because it is not taking advantage of the actual militant struggle that needs to, then as a result, the the party is able to draw in more of the proletariat to recognize, hey, if we had done what these guys had said, then we would have actually succeeded. With that said, that is the end of my summary of the report of the Communist Party of Italy on party tactics and the question of the United Front. As usual, if you want to find the quotations I derived this summary from, you can go down into the description below and you'll find a link to this Google Doc. You will also find a link to United Marxist Pact Discord server. If you'd like to listen into that, then please feel free to join, and we would love to have you. Tomorrow we will be going over the 1922 piece by the Third Communist International's Fourth Congress, Theses presented by the Communist Party of Italy. Thank you for joining me for today's topical summary, and I hope to see you then.